Hello and welcome, all you beautiful people. November 18th, we got football today, baby. What is there not to like about this? It's going to be a good time, good time, good time, good time. We got a team that has a chance to really put themselves into some serious playoff talk. New England wins this week in the AFC. With them being in the AFC East, we are looking at a team that will likely take one of the 7 spots for the playoffs. It'll be difficult. AFC will be it'll be a gauntlet, man. It really will. It'll be a gauntlet because there's going to be some teams at the top end that'll be pretty good. There'll be some good mid games where the NFC is kind of just top loaded. I don't really look much for 7, 6, 5, probably not even 4. It's going to be a 3-team battle in the NFC. So that's going to be a lot of fun. From a fantasy perspective, guys and girls, we have Damien Harris. He's active. Put him in your starting lineup. Let's get him going. I like Bjorn this week. Stevenson, if you picked him up last week, or if you picked him up after an impressive week, you're probably going to start him. I don't know what the game plan will be against Atlanta. We'll have to keep an eye on that as well. When we get to look at Cordell Patterson, he said it's going to be a true game time decision. I do not think that – I don't think that he's going to play, Let's get another look update. I'm pretty sure everything I saw, I do this show pretty early in the morning. Game time call due to ankle, man. It's going to be hard. He's officially questionable. That's just going to be a tough game to look at. He does have betting lines up. If he doesn't play, if they don't play most of the time, they don't go through. Sometimes if he suits up and, if he takes one snap, you're done. Like your bet will be done. So if he is available, maybe take the unders because an ankle sprain, it's nothing, especially with the way he moves. It's going to take some due diligence, I think, to let that thing heal. They could let him heal. I mean, he's on an all-pro year, so he might want to play some more. But just be careful with it. Mac Jones, you're starting. Matt Ryan, you're starting. Kyle Pitts. If New England tries to shut him down, he could have a bad game. But the truth is there's no Hayden Hurst. So if you have Hayden Hurst in your lineup, take him out. Just be aware that Pitts, he's having good games and bad games, but I can almost guarantee that the Patriots are going to game plan to take him out of the game. I mean, no Calvin Ridley. He becomes easily their biggest and best target. Gage didn't do much yesterday. Hayden Hurst was getting more targets, but he's out, like I said. So with Patterson out, Mike Davis might get a tip up, so watch out on that. Like I said, I like Bjorn. Defensively, I still like Matt Judon. He had a great game. I still like Deion Jones. I still like Fuyu Olukum. It's hard not to start J.C. Jackson and Duggar for the Patriots as well on the IDP front. So if you got those guys, just go ahead and play them. I have Harris and Judon in my league of records, so they're both going tonight for me. We'll need some big things from him. Morning, Norma. It's okay, you don't know nothing about football. That's why I'm here, right? I'm supposed to be helping everybody with that. Hopefully you are getting some advice. Remind you, just go to Iggy'sFantasyandBetting.com. You can check out all the articles later today. We're going to have my version of Start to Sit, which is Play or Opine. I've been writing it since the very first year of Sleeper. I helped them out whenever they were a brand new startup. So it is my longest running article. I do enjoy writing it. I put more research into it than any of my other articles. So that will be out later today. Make sure you check that out. We also have a betting chart. Last week we took a week off, remember? So we don't have one for this week, but we have Player Pine. We got my power rankings up. We talk top performances for you people in the Fantasy Football Sevens Charity League. I've been putting more information on that. Wednesdays is pretty much all about that now. So you get the top performances. You get the Game of the Week recaps. I talk about some games that were really close that are fun. And also, it's just trying to, keep the league more active and engaging, and it's more fun. So once again, just before we get going, you need anything, go check out Iggy'sFantasyandBetting.com. The patrons there, the articles are there. If you want to listen to the podcast, it's there. We upload 5 days a week, the podcast right there. One of the hardest working people in the industry, baby. Let's go. So from a fantasy perspective, that's what I expect. There is a risk-free same-game parlay. Risk-free being you have to put 4 legs on it, and if one of them doesn't hit, as long as only just one doesn't hit, you get your money back. So we're going to build one of those right now live on the air. But before we do that, actually, let's go over the bet line. Straight bets. New England at Atlanta Falcons, 620 Mountain Time. 6.5 points on the spread for the Patriots. 47 points on the over-under. -300 to +235. I do expect the Patriots to win this. The bookies expect the Patriots to win this. That's just kind of They dominated. They made Cleveland look like a B-rate team. Atlanta lost big time to Dallas last week. Now, I don't know if that was more Dan Quinn or, players playing inspired for Dan Quinn. But just, I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to hold with the Patriots. They're rolling and they're playing good football. Stevenson's touchdown line is at -115, and so is Damien Harris's. That's going to be interesting to watch. Cordell Patterson's is at +100. Hunter Henry, I forgot about him. I have him as well in my league of record. So I will have 3 people going tonight. And Hunter Henry's been a stud. He's the number 3 tight end across the league right now. There's nothing to not like about that. He gets looked at often in the red zone, and I don't know if Jonnu. It looks like he's not playing because he doesn't have any prop. Oh yeah, there he is, Johnny Smith +350. He might return. If he does, that takes a little dip into Henry. But if you have Henry, you're starting him. Let's help you get a good push from him, right? Jacoby Myers to anytime touchdown +140. Kyle Pitts +175. Mike Davis +180, Kendrick Bourne +225, Olamide Zacchaeus +230, Nelson Aguilar +250, Russell Gage +275, Brandon Bolden +300, Johnny Smith +350, Wayne Gallman +300. In New England Patriots defense +450, Tajay Sharp +550, Hayden Hurst, I already told you he's not playing, so I don't know why his line's up. Keneal Harry +750. All right, let's move it along to quarterback props. Mac Jones passing yards 251. Matt Ryan's 248.5. That's very interesting to me. His line's down, maybe because Cordell Patterson's out. They do like to give him some just quick passes and screens and so forth. Passing touchdowns are both at 1.5. Mac Jones' line's at -140 on the over, +105 on the under. Matt Ryan's is +125 on the over. Under 1.5 is -170. So they're not expecting 2 touchdown passes from Matt Ryan. If you think that can happen, maybe we'll put that on there. Interceptions, Mac Jones. They're both at half, +120 for Matt Jones to have an interception, -160 for Matt Ryan. Pass rush, we're not too worried about that. These guys don't run. Completions, 23.5 for Mac Jones at -105, and then 21.5 for Matt Ryan at -120. Moving right along, we got the running back plus wide receivers. Rushing yards, Damien Harris 52.5. Mac Jones 4.5, Matt Ryan 3.5. They didn't give Stevenson a line. They didn't give Mike Davis a line. It's pretty messed up of them. Come on, guys. Let's get Mike Davis a rushing prop, for God's sakes. I was one angle I was looking to attack. Receiving yards, Hunter Henry. Who has the most? 61.5 belongs to Kyle Pitts. Jacoby Myers has 55.5. Then we get to 42.5, Russell Gage. 33.5, Hunter Henry. 34.5, Kendrick Bjorn. 34.5, Nelson Aguilar. 33.5, Olamide Zacchaeus. 42.5, Russell Gage. He didn't get that many looks. He could step it up. We'll see. Matt Ryan didn't really look at him that much over there. Receptions, the highest reception total. Kyle Pitts 4.5, Hunter Henry 3.5, Jacoby Myers 4.5, Kendrick Bourne 2.5. He's been losing some snaps, but he's playing good. That might be a good over. Kendrick Bourne over 2.5 snaps. It's at -175. The longest reception line is 22.5, Kyle Pitts 20.5, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Henry 16.5, Nelson Aguilar 17.5, Russell Gage 19.5. Moving along so we don't have a rushing plus receiving prop either this week, huh? That's whack. I'm kind of doing us dirty on some of this. For you guys that like to bet the halves, the line is -4 for the Pats, 23.5 on the over-under, -220 on the money line for the Pats to be winning at halftime. All right, let's see what else we got here. You know I like the DST. Young-Hoo Koo to make field goals. Over 1.5 field goals is at +120. I think that he can do that. That might be another positive bet. I've been suckered into the kicker bets lately, so let's take that with a grain of salt. Tackles plus assists, Foyo Oluokun, 11.5 is at +100. Deion Jones, 9.5 +100. Eric Harris, 6.5 +110. Then we got Grady Jarrett at 3.5, -170. Adrian Phillips, 4.5, -145. AJ Terrell, 4.5. So just one New England Patriot. I guess they're expecting the Patriots to dominate the ball and have a lot of carries, because you can take 11.5 under at -135. Not the end of the world if you do that. All right, let's try to build you a same game parlay real quick. And then we'll try to see what odds boost they may have in here. And then we'll probably get it out of here today, wrap it up a little early. Please send me all your fantasy questions that you may have. DM me any lineups, start sits, Be going over Super Draft Core 3 a little later, so we'll see how that's going as well. All right. Man, touchdown scores. Those are the ones that ruin your lines. So let's go to rushing and receiving props, because they never give me defensive props on this. It's pretty whack, honestly. Let's see, rushing props, Damien Harris over 35.5. I can't believe they're not giving me a Mike Davis prop, but I'm taking Harris over 34.5. Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, Kyle Pitts, Nelson Aguilar. Let's see. I'm trying to find a receiving prop I kind of like, because we got to get to 4 legs. That'll be difficult. Let's see. Who has a really high line? Jacoby Myers. Let's go under 79.5 Jacoby Myers. Let's see. So we got to get 2 more legs on here somehow. Guess let's go to quarterback prop. What else do we have? Mac Jones over 199. We'll keep him under 299.5. We'll see how that goes. Touchdowns. Matt Ryan 1+. Let's just do that. So now we have our 4-leg at 190. All player props. It's plus 190, so almost 2-1. You got to like that. Once again, it's Damien Harris over 35 rushing yards. Jacoby Myers under 79.5 receiving yards. Mac Jones under 299.5 passing yards. And Matt Ryan to have 1+ touchdown passing. They didn't get one last week. The Patriots have a good defense, but I do like their ability for Matt Ryan to maybe find Kyle Pitts down there by the end zone. Be a nice way to do it. And it doesn't really give us a specific touchdown score. That's what I like. So, this kind of just gets us, as long as Matt Ryan throws 1 touchdown pass, we're good. Once again, this is at plus 190. I like that bet a lot. They also have a no touchdown to scored on the first drive. Boosted odds, negative 110. So you can bet $50 on that a max. That's a pretty good bet. Let's say Atlanta comes out first. Maybe they just kick a field goal because it's no score at all. I thought it had to be a touchdown. That might be kind of hard. Field goals are definitely doable. People usually have good game scripts to start the game. Let's just see if there's an odd boost tonight. Something we can get on. Maybe that is the odd boost. Big Mac Jones to throw for 300+ yards. We just took that under on that, so that's good. That anytime the bookies boost something, I feel like that's the way of saying it's not going to happen, and they try to suck you into a bet. So we took the under there. That was good. Revenge game. Falcons win by 3 or plus more. Deja vu. Falcons to lead at half, and Patriots to win the game is at plus 700. Man, that would be an interesting bet. Might have to just lay a couple dollars on it just to let the Falcons be the Falcons. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for today's show. I really appreciate you being here. Like I said, send me any questions. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on TikTok a little more. So you can always just shoot me a message on any of those places, or just go to the Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. There's a little chat spot. You can go on there. We'll get the response to you as soon as possible. All right. Have a wonderful day out there. It's great talking to you. I love being with you guys. Let's go win some money. I will be live today with the fantasy show, Fantasy News today with my guys, Alex Bogard. Sometimes Hector's with us on Thursdays. We'll see, man. But it's the Too Loud crew, regardless of who else joins us. And it's fun. We have a good time on there. We get a little loose. That will be on my YouTube. Please go subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Just click the link. Click the subscribe button. It really helped me out. We're trying to get up there, start making some money off of YouTube as well. All right, guys, you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.